right, it's 6 o'clock. Everybody, welcome to Chase the Bracelet, Season 4, Game Number 2. Just as a reminder, the blinds are $25.50, the 18-minute blinds. Starting stack is 6,000. We are on a 1-minute delay, and I think we're ready to get going. So, Brandon, shovel up and deal. Take it away, Paul and Chris.
I'd like to welcome everybody to CTB Season 4, Episode Number 2. We're going to try again tonight to see how things go, see who comes out a winner today.
Marco folds.
Upstairs.
Max calls. I'm sorry, raises to 125.
Max coming out a little looser tonight.
Ed calls 125.
I think the
Robert calls 125.
The positive thing about this is you get to watch and see how your opponents react to plays, and maybe Max feels people play a little tight.
And he flops trips. Wow. There's a strange bet.
Max bet 150.
And with nobody getting a piece of it, they get out of the way.
Button moves over to Rob Miller. First act will be Marco.
We have Brandon in for a dealer today instead of Train. You might remember Brandon from the first 3 seasons we've had.
I think Train dealt last season, didn't he?
Yes, Brandon was a player though.
Oh, that's right.
Well, if they don't read, they don't fold, brother. Upstairs.
So raised by Paul Moskowitz.
Raised to 125 by him, yep.
Who raised?
You raised crazy.
Bob Miller calls.
Paul's twin. His evil twin.
Suited Dan calls.
It's going to be very interesting to see Suited Dan behind Paul the entire night.
Wow, Bobby.
Paul bets 225.
Flush draw. Paul flops top pair. Let's see how this plays.
See
Bobby calls.
if Paul continues with his aggression.
And now Paul with a flush draw also.
Paul bets 400.
And a straight draw.
Bobby calls. Both players check.
And Paul checks. Afraid of the ace.
That's not a bad check there, though. He's got one pair.
Yeah, but I think sometimes if you're going to play aggressive the whole way, you should stick to it. Bobby's just calling your bets, so if
Action on Mark
if
first.
he's got a big hand, he'll come over the top. Especially when that ace hits.
King Jack? He wasn't even on the button to play it.
Crafton calls. Or raises to 125.
Suited Dan with a suited ace. You almost guarantee a raise there.
Ed calls 125. So does Rob.
Marco, 35.
And Marco calls.
For the best, right here.
Very chatty dealer today.
Marco calls with 7-5 off and flops 2 pair.
Suited Dan bet 250.
900.
See that?
Marco raises to 500.
900.
Oh, 900.
Something like that.
I guess he could be afraid of the flush draw.
Marco takes it down.
But not a bad time to take that hand.
First act will be suited Dan.
Tony, you're looking very hot tonight.
Thanks, man. Little blue flame going on.
Little blue flame. The button is on Corey. The white thing you see is Paul's golf ball.
Three hearts, my phone, boys.
3 of hearts was exposed.
Who got the replacement card, Paul?
Wow. Really thought Corey would raise an ace there on the button.
Corey seems to be a very tight player. We didn't get to see any action out of him last week, obviously because he missed. But
I wanted to
we'll get to see how he goes. He folded Jack Queen suited on the first hand.
Action on Moskowitz, sack first.
That was the only bonus from last week.
I got 10-1 that Moskowitz will fold.
I was about to go
Under
to
the
the
gun.
like, wait, what? I watched it. Just late.
11 minutes, 48 seconds left in the blinds.
Ray.
Paul actually folded, I believe, before we got to see his hand.
Queen
Max.
deuce offsuit.
And Max did raise to 150. Suited Dan calls.
With suited cards, they're pretty predictable.
Nothing for Dan. I think he gets out of the way.
150 bet. Suited folds. Action on Max.
That'll teach you to fold that hand out of position to a raise.
That'll teach you to play good.
Mark with pocket queens here.
See what kind of action he gets.
You might
Jack
get a
of
raise
clubs,
out
7 of
suited Dan
diamonds
with an
exposed.
ace.
You're all over the place, man. Lost their dealers, all right.
Thank Bobby for exposing his cards. They need not.
Which I think it was Ed.
Upstairs.
175 bet by Mark Kucherfellow. Call by suited Dan. Moskowitz will
Grafted, reaching at him and tapping.
Those are the kind of hands.
Yeah, he
that
did.
just hate.
Yeah, really.
Diamond raises there. Ace red.
Bobby Miller is not in this hand. His hand just was not marked correctly.
We're starting with you.
suited checks. Mark bets 225.
Beautiful.
Suited folds. Action on Ed to act first.
He's in the ER. Stomach. I don't know what it is.
Stomach?
Big line here. He's got some pain inside, he says. Feels like someone pouring hot wax inside his guts.
Ugh.
I don't know.
Does he have
To wish the best to our dealer Train, who's not feeling well today. Get better, buddy.
Hope everything's all right, Train.
125 bet by Ed Wigler.
We definitely miss you. We had to get Brandon today.
I was asking
Sorry
if
about
he
that.
ever still had his appendix
I don't know.
in his body.
Not my husband.
I didn't realize they were that close. Well, last time, I was in his ass. I told him.
Suited Dan calls 125.
No.
Don't be putting ideas in her
Go feed.
There's that line again.
Go feed the kid in your trunk.
I can't. It's refractory period.
You like to keep him hungry.
That's right.
Well, I bet Mark's wishing he played right now. He folded ace deuce.
Ed bets 175, suited Dan folds.
Suited Dan again. Spending 90% of the action so far, and he's won 0% of the hands.
No, I mean, that maybe
Action on Bobby to act first.
Like to hear people at home's prediction on who's going to win today. If you'd like to leave a comment on our Facebook page, tell us who you think is going to take it down this evening. It should be facebook.com/chasethebracelet. Or follow the link from pokeronair.com.
Bet 250 by Rob Newman.
We also encourage any disparaging comments about our players, too.
Or our commentators as well.
Or our commentators.
We never did we want to look after that, so.
Rob Newman takes that pot. Rob Newman to act first.
I wouldn't be surprised. If it like just flew off the table.
We might have
Marco
a
calls 50.
folding companion for Paul Moskowitz. Corey's playing very tight today.
I think he might just be getting a feel for everybody. I've played with him
Max
a few
bets
times.
175.
He can get fairly aggressive. Especially if he gets some chips.
Me and Max. What do you got, King 9 again?
Marco calls.
Taking on the super net staff.
Great flop for Marco.
Max
Middle
bets
pair,
225.
Flush draw.
Marco calls.
And Marco hits the flush.
Max bets 400.
1,500.
Upstairs, 15.
Marco raises to 1,500.
11 more.
That should be enough to take it down right there.
1,100 for Max to call.
I mean, there's very few hands that beat you at this point, too. And I think the check raise there was
Straight brush.
Well,
maybe a little too soon.
one thing Marco's been doing a lot. When he's got a hand, he's just bets and raises and bets. Doesn't try to do anything
I was
tricky.
one card away from the bad beat of the shoe. The woman flops a straight flush. I pocket threes, the turn to three. 1-3 on the river. 40K.
There was a flower set over set over
There was a
set.
plumber that had a thing on the side of it.
Action on Corey.
It's better to have a straight flush than a full mount.
Should be some action this hand. Bobby with pocket pair and Mark with a king queen. Marco with a suited ace.
Marco calls 50.
And Rob with an ace-8.
1% for set over set. Right?
Both those players
Mark
seem to
raises to
be out
175.
in the play just about any ace.
175. Let's see if Bobby comes over the top of him here with his pocket pair for isolation.
I think Bobby will just smooth here.
Bobby calls 175. Robert calls 175.
I've only seen it twice.
Marco calls 175.
Personally.
Ace-8s are just, they're asking for
And
trouble.
everybody, someone's going to get it all in. Oh. Like, one of them's going to get it on, you're going to get at least one call.
It's a pretty good flop for Bobby.
Bobby checks.
That's a good check because Mark's going to c-bet 99% of the time.
Mark bets 250.
The balance that's going to lose the money before they finally get out.
They all are. Because that one donk who's sitting over there going to hit his shot.
Bobby raises to 600.
He's going to take
Yeah,
all.
that was predictable.
You know what I mean?
Definitely the right play.
Oh, absolutely. See where you're at.
Can't pair the board because then someone's got.
Is that looks like he's grabbing some razor chips.
Mark might make a play back at him here.
Mark re-raises to Another 2,200. So 2,450 total.
That's tough to call. That's a
Bob.
really nice play.
Bobby folds.
You raised 6 straight.
You know it, Matt.
Actually,
Next, first action is going to be on Marco.
I think I'm trying to think. 13, 14.
That makes me feel even better about folding.
Yeah,
Did Mark just claim to have queens?
I believe so.
It's a 22.
Does he not realize that everybody gets to watch this?
That's why I'm scared of that.
Well,
You can get away with a lie for a little bit, but not very long.
in middle position, there's not. I mean, he has to have some sort of pair. Bobby puts him on some sort of.
Oh,
pair
when he re-raises, he
yes,
has to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a great re-raise.
Max calls 50. Bobby raises to 200.
And if you're going to play Bobby, you have to be willing to do that.
Max calls.
That was way too much.
Yeah, for me, maybe. Give it 6. I wanted to make it like 14.
Bobby with a straight draw.
Bobby bets 500. 250? 250.
Bet that much in these other 4.
Max folds.
Straight draw and the willingness to bet, I think, is all it takes to win.
First act will be Mark.
What do you have?
No, I said
Ed coming out of his shell, takes off his glasses.
Really had a 4.
1 minute, 43 seconds left in the blinds.
We should do like a 18-minute delay so we can watch the first part of that during the break.
I should have just called you. I've never raised it before. That's so bad.
Max with an ace queen. Rob with a 5-7 suited. He might get involved too.
Max bets 175.
I'd actually like to see Corey come out pretty soon and make a play of the hand. Even if he's trying to steal it, I don't think
Yeah.
I've seen him in any action at all so far. He's folded pre-flop every time, and
1 minute warning.
Still pretty early though.
very. I think the blinds are 5,100 or 2,550.
They're 2550 for another 46 seconds.
I remember that. Oh, is that you? Oh, that's right.
First stack will be suited, Dan.
House, pocket ace, 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 9, 10.
Oh, we might see a Moskowitz play a hand again finally. Bobby with a pocket deuces.
Moskowitz calls 50.
He's going to try and spike a set. He might even raise.
I think for 50, he makes a play.
Bobby raises to 200.
200 to go. 4 times the big blind. Seems to be his typical raise. We'll see if that follows through to the end of the evening.
Moskowitz folds. Blinds are up.
Paul Moskowitz folding his ace-10.
Blinds are now 5,100 with 18 minutes to go.
See the resident poker dog Jack in the back hanging out with us again this evening.
First act will be Paul Moskowitz. How's the video looking in the studio?
Beautiful.
Excellent.
Rob with pocket threes and not a whole lot else going on here. See if he raises.
Robert raises to 350.
Did the blinds go up?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
5,100.
Otherwise, that'd have been a really big raise.
That sounded like ace jack.
First act will be Max.
Smells like ace king. Sorry.
Do you have, Mr. Crafton, do you have something to say to the whole class?
I I said, Bobby, let's bust down and go to the
Uh-oh. Moskowitz with pocket kings.
Put those back
I
on.
brought some extra money with me, Dad.
Mark got the button?
You guys, can you not mark cards properly?
Right.
Or are you going to play?
Marco raises to 300.
Marco raises with the jack 7.
Mark Kucherfeller calls.
I was expecting Mark to raise with the suited ace. Now here comes the raise from Moskowitz.
Moskowitz calls 300.
Just a call.
Just a call. And this is where you regret calling if an ace comes on this flop.
Or like jack 7.
Yeah.
Beautiful flop for kings.
Oh, see why?
Paul bets 600.
If you're not going to re-raise, why would you bet out there?
Come on, show him the 2-3.
Let the guy that raised take a shot.
Button moves to suited Dan. Ed to act first.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Don't let us see the turn card.
Yeah. If he sees this video, he's going to regret betting that.
Call all the way on. Oh, you're right. So, 49. Ed, we're still lying.
We might be tied for last place right now.
I think we might see Ed involved here. Maybe Paul, too.
Ed raised to 225. Folds around to the big blind. Max calls.
Max calls with the king off. King 9 off.
Could be protecting his blinds.
He seems to call quite a bit from his big blind.
Ed bets 350. Max folds.
I don't mind giving up my big blinds early. One thing I'm never stuck on defending too much.
First act will be Bobby Miller.
We have lost our overhead king.
Have you?
Yes, we have. Rob
Still on
with
it.
aces, and Corey's finally picked up a hand.
Corey picks up an ace queen and Ed with kings. This should be a very interesting hand. Let's see how this plays out.
What was Robert's bet?
Oh, I
Robert
didn't
bet
see the
350.
kings. Oh, we should see some action here. I'm expecting Corey just to smooth here.
Corey calls 350.
Yeah. He's been playing so.
Just gotta play it. I'll get you.
Trust me, I'll take care of it.
Oh, this is going to get good here.
See what
Rob and Ed,
does.
yeah, Rob and Ed, the two of the more aggressive players. They've been wanting to get it in there.
250 for Ed to call.
Sorry. I'm trying to give you a rebate.
Maybe Ed's contemplating a raise here.
Ed adds 600 to it.
There's a 3-bet.
Robert's
See,
all in.
that's just why would he? He's just giving away his hand.
Corey folds.
He's just giving away his hand by going all in. I mean, I don't know if Ed can fold, but
And you absolutely can. I mean, he definitely
the way he's played the hand,
he represents aces the entire way. He's done nothing to say I don't have anything below aces.
I mean, I'd hate to say that he played that horrible, but he just played that horrible.
Ed folds kings.
Folds kings.
Robert folds aces, or shows aces.
Yeah.
The fold of the day goes to Ed Wardlow
As soon as you re-raise, I say, son of a bitch, he's got kings out. I want to see a raise.
with Rob's terrible representation of his
Rob
aces.
says he doesn't want to see a race. There's no race when you have aces.
And the winner here is Corey by playing his first hand and getting out of the way.
You know, might just play like that.
First act will be Robert.
That was kings and queen.
Push me about that other one.
I'm busy on Sunday. I got on.
So
I get a hot one.
Ed could represent
Marco calls 100.
a little bit of tilt here with a king queen offsuit.
I thought, literally thought for a
Max
half a
raises to 300.
Right, they do that for your kings or on the flop.
Four hands.
Or like a queen or jack, you know, something that's gonna.
And then Jesus,
Ed calls
I
300.
didn't realize he was here, and all of a sudden he's in a hand against me. I was like, oh my god.
Marco calls 300.
Marco calling with the 8-9 suited, trying to flop into something there.
There's your flop from last time.
That would have been fine. I would have taken that. Because then I would have gotten all.
Checks over to Max. He checks.
That would have been bloody.
Let's see. I'm going to say, I hope Marco's got the flush draw. He's betting.
Marco bets 600.
Let's see if
Nobody
they let
else wants to
Marco
bet. He's
Call.
going to bet.
Call by Max. Call by Ed.
Of course, we would both
No dice.
turned over 3-5.
For everybody out there.
It would have still been bloody. Oh, yeah.
Show me two. Somebody show me two cards.
Ed's going to win it with King Queen.
Ed shows King Queen.
Yeah, that's
Max and Marco fold.
One copy, not Cleveland. How's that holding?
It just felt like a Mark McHugh move there.
What move?
Mark McHugh. We used to play with him at Medina. He gave pocket aces. Early determined to call it. Okay, I'm ready to play it.
I do the same, man.
I don't.
You want to raise all your chips, go
I
ahead.
know you do.
Try to avoid losing back.
Well, I'm not trying to get my aces cracked by somebody calling a 4-5 or something.
Two jack
Normally on
kings.
the other side of that.
Yeah, exactly. It's usually me with the 5.
Bobby with pocket sevens.
Marco calls 100.
Get 4 callers. I'm probably still.
Mark Cutrufella calls 100.
The small blind with a
Suited Dan calls 100.
Let's see what Bobby does. I would definitely make it about 3 times the big blind here.
Bobby calls 100. Robert calls 100.
This might be the first one.
First one, what? Not in history.
Mark with the big flush draw. Marco with a little bit lesser one.
Just want to ride it out. Bottom.
Suited Dan hitting the ace. Let's see if he bets.
Hey, look like a nickel.
Robert bets
Oh,
500.
Rob bet. Oh, Rob had 2 pair. Didn't see that.
Yeah, Robert in a big blind flop, 6s and 8s.
Mark calls 500.
But Mark with the king of clubs.
And he's got a straight draw too. Any 10, any club.
Suited Dan folds. Bobby Miller folds.
And Rob takes the boat.
For Rob.
Bob bets 1,000. Mark
Surprised he
folds.
didn't go all in.
It does seem like a very Robert play.
Now you want him.
However, he is collecting the chips.
Well,
We did come up with an idea that if you want to rabbit hunt, the person that's the winner of the hand gets to choose whether you can rabbit hunt or not. And if they choose not to, you can. Brandon can slide the card upside down. It'll still read. I guess it'll show up there. Don't look up.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. That might pose a problem.
Marco.
First to act is Marco.
Down.
see if Max does with ace-9 here. Holded it earlier.
I'd like to see it. Again, medium pocket pairs.
Suited Dan
always
bets 300.
Should be my favorite hands to play. 4s to 9s, and when you flop a set, it's very masked typically. And can win a lot of good tournament pots and cash pots at that with those pairs.
I like to play them, but I prefer to play them in position.
Oh, absolutely.
No, as a dealer, I usually don't grab it unless it's cash only.
First act will be Mark Kucherfeller.
I don't like rabbit hunting at all.
Who doesn't like rabbit hunting?
Rabbit hunt, I can be shuffled.
Get a nice greased up rabbit and stick. Oh, wait, are you guys talking about something different?
What's black and blue?
All right, we got Mark with pocket aces. Let's see if he gets it all in.
Let's see how Corey plays his second hand of the evening with a jack queen.
Mark raises to 300.
Well, with an early position raise, and Corey won't be. He'll be letting that go, I would imagine, the way he's played tonight.
Mark under the gun raises to 300.
Marco might call.
Marco
No,
does not
I'm
defend
really
his finger.
surprised there.
First act will be suited Dan.
A lot of respect for Mark this evening.
5 minutes, 12 seconds left in the blinds.
You know the 80s like metal band Lost? Yeah. When you started that, what's black and blue? The song that came on is like a beast. Like it's right in the middle of the first chorus, and you're starting. Black and blue. Oh my god, jeez.
Uh-oh, Moskowitz got tens.
He's like cockroach, huh?
Doesn't look like he'll get any action here.
See Paul looking over to see what the blinds were.
Paul bets 300.
That's a dead giveaway. He's wanting to raise.
All them old
They're
things
just, yeah.
toward
They're just like
I like it. So there's none of there that's going to even
small clubs, but you know.
think about playing.
Folds around.
Paul takes the blinds.
I'm running low on cash. What's your sword?
Paul to act first.
Not a blow. We better go do a couple of clubs.
Yeah, go hit a couple gigs, guys. Come on.
Oh my god, these leather pants don't fit.
I've been 20 years.
Somebody get me the Vaseline.
It's in your trunk.
I lock them in the truck.
Suited Dan with the king queen. We might see him finally come back in. He's been quiet.
Come on, I want a wall.
Marco raises to 300.
I was obligated to raise.
I was going to give you
Marco obligated to raise with any ace.
Suited Dan calls 300.
Should play.
Check out Mark Carter here.
Marco bets 600.
Just call, Dan. Just call.
Suited Dan calls.
Oh, is that ugly?
And this is why we don't call. This
Well,
is why with
Marco bets
with top
1200.
pair and a good kicker like a queen, you can absolutely check raise because the ace on the turn just throws your hand off completely.
I don't like
Suited
it now.
Dan calls.
As aggressive as he is, he could have hung him out there.
I go ace, no kicker.
Show me something here. There you go.
Marco shows ace 4.
It didn't turn out right, but I think he played it.
First act will be Max.
I think he played it right.
Cats play.
This coming from the season 1 runner-up.
Well, I've also won more tournaments in one season than any player.
It's not about the wins. It's about the overall presentation there, Paul. I'll bring my bracelet next week so you can see it.
I've seen it.
That was the chair. That was the chair. Remember the one time Paul and like.
Bobby with a jack king suited.
Mark with an ace 10 suited. Paul Moskowitz with fours.
Bobby raises to
Oh,
250.
Bobby's, you're still in?
Yeah, I'm here.
You've been top.
I think you'll definitely see Mark fall off the button here.
Mark calls 250.
I don't know. Actually,
Suited calls 250.
It's got it. It's got it.
suited is in horrible shape here unless a 2-3-5 comes.
Moskowitz calls 250.
Any ace, any four, he's done. Mark flops top pair.
Period. Before 6-8. Just listen to your cock back on your fly.
800 is a bet.
Mark bets 800.
And he'll take that down.
45 seconds left in the blinds. Action on Ed to act first.
I thought maybe you flop like.
I would have flopped straight there. I was going to win, but when he raised, I folded 7.
Good, someone would have caught up on it.
Doing my card there.
He's trying to deal himself in.
Two of them stuck together. Start with you.
Hopefully it works out better.
Whatever. Blinds up next hand, boys. 75, 150. I got rid of that level.
See if Max in the big
Moskowitz
blind,
calls.
what he does with a 70.
Both players check.
All bet here now.
Paul bets 100. Max, is that a raise or a call? Raise to 300 by Max. Called by Moskowitz.
I like the effort from Max.
Again, not afraid to
Moskowitz
bet.
bets 600. Max fold.
Says, I may fold a lot of hands, but I'm not going to fold them all.
No, I was like, I thought he put it on now. Why didn't he say
He doesn't like to give up the chance.
Bobby Miller to act first.
I know that. I just thought he'd put it over there. That's what I was like.
No.
Can't blame him. Oh, my wrist hurts.
Deja vu.
Really hurt before you got here. Yeah, you're showing your own
Didn't
face.
start hurting until I got out of Dan's trunk.
Mark with a 9-10 suited. This is the kind of hand he likes to raise up.
Suited Dan with big slick.
475.
Robert raises to 475.
Rob with ace rag raising.
That's why we like you, Robert.
Mark calls.
Yeah, that's a hand Mark loves.
Suited
to
Dan
play.
calls.
I would have liked to seen suited
Paul
Dan raise.
Moskowitz coming here, maybe.
He's getting priced in now.
Oh, and he lets it go. Imagine that.
I would have loved to seen Dan re-raise there. Because you can't put Mark on a big hand when he just smooth calls. Oh,
Robert raises to 1100.
what to do here?
Suited Dan all in for 2125.
And he's getting called.
Robert with the chips will make the call with a weak
Robert
ace.
calls.
That's why you don't play ace rag, kids.
Ace and threes with a king.
Turn to redrawing.
Ace rag is nothing but trouble.
And that brings Dan back to about our starting stack.
First stacked will be Robert. 14 minutes, 36 seconds left in the blinds.
be Corey's second hand of the evening.
Robert calls 150.
Well, he's learned his lesson. He's not raising with ace rag. He's just calling.
Corey raises to 550.
See what kind of respect Corey gets for his first raise of the day.
It's only the second hand he's even voluntarily put chips in, I think.
Absolutely.
Everybody folds.
Yeah.
I think now he's got the butterflies out. Maybe he won't be afraid to play some hands.
Action on Corey.
I like to keep you around. Get back in the trunk.
Rob's our own personal trunk monkey.
Can he yell or you got him ball gagged or what?
Pulp Fiction
Dude,
style.
I've got a jump thing.
Max with an ace jack, Ed with jack queen, and suited Dan with jack king.
Stunning strap on.
We might get a little action in here.
Suited Dan raises to 375.
Yep, it's time to play.
Max calls.
I would say back.
Two players.
Well, suited better not hope a jack pops here. He might lose them chips he just got.
Oh, my bad. Sorry about that.
And he flops the king.
875.
875 bet by Suited Dan.
Love it, Max, when you give me chips, buddy.
Max folded.
They're disgusting.
First act will be Marco.
Oh, disgusting. I vomited right here when we showed this dude. I was worried about it, definitely worried about it.
I already had my phones.
Let's see, we get
King, queen of spades for Bobby. 8-9 of spades for Max. Paul Moskowitz with pocket sevens here.
in suited Dan with an ace, suited ace.
Suited Dan calls 150.
Oh, he's absolutely calling with a suited ace.
Welcome to the table.
Did you just wake up?
Moskowitz raises to 300.
Ding dong.
Makes it min raise.
That's just, I just don't understand the concept of that. You're going to do it, raise it up.
Bobby calls 300.
You're just pricing too many hands in to beat you.
But again, if in that position he flops a set.
Well,
it's-
yeah, if, but the odds of that are, look at him, 25% of him
Suited
winning
Dan
a
calls.
hand.
1 and 4 ain't bad. But with a flop like that, it's time for you to get out of the way.
6.
Suited bet 600.
Paul and Dan have a very long history of playing together, so I think it's hard for Paul to give up any hand when
Show 1.
Dan bets.
Show 2.
Dan shows ace deuce.
We're reminded of that last week when Paul does not hesitate to call Dan.
Yeah. Puts you on a better ace.
I think my hand was too strong.
Jackies.
First act will be Mark Cutrufella.
Give me some trouble.
Jacks.
If you're willing to get away from it.
I felt it.
Jacks, big bites. Deuce. I like all those.
Suited Dan with 5s, he'll get in here. Bobby with 10-8 suited, I expect a little action from him.
Oh, come on.
Suited raises to 300. Bobby calls 300.
I can't.
Oh, there's where Bobby jams me. Beat that.
I don't even remember what I had.
Neither do I. I just
And Bobby flops second pair, and Dan checks to it.
Bobby bets 375. Suited Dan folds.
You still don't know?
3 overs to my pair on the board.
I could've got that.
folding.
I could've got those. We should last one.
3 overs to my pair. I'm getting out of it.
I'm not going to be used to that either.
I should have reminded you all of the rabbit.
That means I'm still ahead.
I don't usually do it.
I had 5.
Tournament.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I don't like wasting y'all's clock.
First stack will be suited Dan.
Listen, man, you're not the boss of us.
Yeah, I am, because this is
I'm
my
making the
table.
polls.
I'm the dealer. It's my table.
Mark with queens.
Let me tell you something.
And
You're not allowed
Corey
to
with ace king.
How's that?
8 minutes left in the blinds.
He pulls that without even thinking about it.
Max is a little short on chips.
Next one. Oh, wait.
And Corey
got
pulled
this
the
one.
button.
I think you'll see Mark re-raise here.
Corey
Might
raised
get a
to
big throttle
375.
brewing here. Mark's going to think that's a steal.
Mark calls.
Wow.
But then all I
That,
want to do
that
is
surprises me.
My bad, man.
women. So it's like women interfering with our friendship.
Mark checks.
Checks
Tired
with
of
an
it.
overpair.
You tell me about it?
Now, if he doesn't check raise here, I would be tremendously surprised.
Corey bets 500.
Monday night.
I don't make dates on Monday.
That's his day of rest.
Mark raises
Depends on how
to
long
1200.
Unless he busts out early.
Depends on how long this show tonight.
Wasn't a big raise. Corey might take one off here.
I feel like I'm gonna make a comeback.
I think for 700 more, he may have to.
Well, I need some points on you, yeah.
It's hard after last night.
It's hard not to go because you ran so well.
Nope.
What?
Well,
Chooses to fold it down.
Mark shows the queens.
Oh, there was
There's one more
everybody else
blind.
raised his hand and everybody was bold. And I raised
We should have made Brandon rabbit hunt. He doesn't like it.
Doesn't make any sense. And I never showed anything but
Not on 2 cards.
dudes don't like it.
First act will be Paul Moskowitz.
I said it to shoot you.
A donkey before, and I changed my game to
Oh, you
No, I think it's great because he gets people to call.
Right.
He gets people to call. Right?
Jack of diamonds exposed.
That never happens when Train's here. I know that.
Suited Dan with pocket threes.
I guarantee you miss it.
Moskowitz with 9-10 suited. Interesting to see.
Paul Moskowitz calls.
don't you quit trying to sell your skills.
I'm not selling shit. Don't use
Bob's got the ace rag again. Let's see if he's learned his lesson yet.
Flip 2 cards and threw 1 on the table.
He folds it this time.
That was going down here?
So Dan checks his option.
Another battle between Dan and
Yeah,
Paul.
but this gives great back scratches at the break.
Must be snap calling you.
Second pair. Let's see. Paul
Moskowitz
leads
bets,
out.
bets 150.
Dan checks and Paul leads out.
Paul suited Dan had folded.
Well, if they accidentally got mixed.
No, he doesn't want to leave them out there. You know,
Well, you're going to see one, you're going to.
First act will be Max. 4 minutes, 50 seconds left in the blinds.
I flipped his hand over.
Who? His?
Because I was like, let me see one. And then he put them out, like, you know, the picture. And I just flipped them both.
You know what? You have to see the look on Paul's face.
Oh, that's great.
So shocked.
Yeah, because I thought the last person in the world would do that.
I had to do it one time.
That's what makes it funny.
Not a whole lot going on here. Anybody wants to raise it up, they should take it down.
Bet should definitely take this pot pre-flop.
We already knew you were playing that ball. We didn't need to see it. We knew.
We haven't seen too much of that.
Mark calls 150. Two Dan calls from the small blind. Paul checks his option.
Mark just calling with Jack 6 offsuit on the button.
Checks around.
I think it's definitely time that Paul bets out his hand and tries to take this pot.
Yeah, I think he'll bet right here. No, he doesn't.
Bottom pair's hard to bet sometimes, but sometimes you just have to take
let's
a
see
stab
if
to
Mark
see
takes a
where
stab
you're at.
here.
Show me first turnover wins.
They're so weak. They're eights.
First turnover.
Mossberg shows 8-10 for the win.
There just comes a point in time when you have to take a stand and try and see where your hand is at. And I think Paul missed that opportunity several times.
Paul's always scared that somebody's got the one card in the deck that it could beat him. The two cards that are the perfect combination.
Action on Ed first.
Listen, if you don't get it the first time,
I'm worried about your time clock, but I'm going to make sure everybody stops.
Corey with 9s.
Last time he had 8s, he made a raise and took the blinds.
Short stack.
Suited Dan's got an ace 7 though.
400.
Corey raises to 400.
As always, Corey looks very disinterested in the pot. Just in the game in general. I guess it makes sense. It kind of keeps everybody guessing. They don't know where you're at.
Corey takes that pot. Action on Bobby Miller first. 2 minutes, 25 seconds left in the blinds.
Your donkey image, though, is just based on your appearance, isn't it?
They don't even need to see your right hand. They walk in and they're like, oh,
There's an
My
ass.
girls do the same thing all the time.
yeah.
Ace King for Ed. Marco with pocket queens. Should see some action here.
Yeah, I think these two will. But with two other
Marco
aces
raises
going
to
out, the queens are
425.
pretty big favorite when they come down to heads up.
Fornicator. Double it.
We might see Ed re-raise here. And he's in bad shape if he does.
Ed calls 425.
Marco.
1100.
Marco bets 1100. Ed calls.
Oh, Ed taking
Ed will
one
see
off.
another one here.
I was going to say, if this is a club, he may have to call again.
22.
Ed with 8 outs.
Marco bets 2200.
Wow, that's a big bet. From what I've seen of Ed, I don't think he'll fold here. 2 overs and a flush draw.
Ed
Wow.
folds.
I didn't think he would do it. He must have really cleaned up a lot of his chips. To
That's fine. You could. I deserve. You gotta show me the hand now.
You can see it.
With 20 seconds left, blinds are still 75, 150.
Yeah, be worried there, little Ed.
You could have got there, but then you didn't know. Even if you got there.
That's what he calls it.
We have one more blind level until break.
What?
Ed with Ace King again against Robert's aces.
What the hell?
What?
Let's see how Rob does this time.
You guys, when you're done with this game,
450.
Robert raises to 450.
No, we do 4 levels.
No, yeah, 100, 200.
Yeah, it's an
Let's see how Ed plays the suited Ace King this time.
Next rack.
You're the worst. dude.
fucking punch you in the face.
I think this is the point where Train started.
Robert,
What did you go 450?
450.
This is when Train was like, yeah, we're gonna did that break.
With no aces to catch, Robert is still a 70% favorite right now. And it only gets better from here.
Can we talk about it?
Ed calls.
I was.
I think a king definitely hurts Ed here.
I think any king will break him.
Ed checks.
I think he's in trouble.
Why did you wore those because you didn't have that?
1,000's the bet by Robert.
That should be enough for him.
I think Ed's contemplation is, do I push?
No, you just hit every flop.
Ed raises to 2,500. Robert all in.
Robert all in with the stand-up instantly again.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's real easy to read when he's got the aces.
A king and a king alone to save Ed.
And he doesn't hit the one-outer. I think it was destined not to be his night tonight.
2004.
Ed with chips to spare.
Looks like he has about 375 or 400.
Well, at least Rob played the aces a little better that time and got paid off with them.
I wouldn't necessarily say he played them better.
Well,
he
he
just waited a little longer to show that he had them.
But I think he waited long enough where Ed was pot committed.
Look at what the Dark Knight did for you now.
16
I mean, it was
minutes.
fairly obvious that he had them again. He did exactly the same thing. Slammed his chips in and stood up.
I guess he could do the same with the 7-deuce offsuit, but not so
He
likely.
hasn't said it. They've done it yet. So.
1, 2, boy. 2 to go.
Call with aces. Let's see the difference in play here.
What's that? How's that go? Can you explain it, please?
Ding dong dong.
Marco raises to 400.
All right, we got a ding-dong double raise from Marco.
Suited Dan calls 400.
The postie
Now
back.
Paul needs to make a decent sacrifice here.
Moskowitz raises to 1,200.
But that's a good one. The second one.
Paul definitely getting rid of the riffraff here.
If Marco calls, suited Dan might.
This guy.
Marco calls.
With, looks like, I think, 8 more to call.
Yeah, I think suited Dan's getting priced to call here.
It's getting about 3 to 1. And with a 3-4 suited, you might take a shot. You don't have the position you'd like, but
Suited Dan folds.
That wasn't an easy fold.
And here the poor kid.
2 players, Marco to act first.
Mom's standing in the doorway right behind him, and she's like, she's going to the cardiac arrest. He's like,
Marco flops a 6 and an 8 here.
Yeah.
He could get all Paul's chips. So.
This isn't the original. This isn't the
Moskowitz
original.
bet 1,600.
1,600.
But it was
Paul,
great.
we can definitely tell Robert is in the house this evening.
I was with, he didn't have gloves on. And, I mean, we always wore gloves, so he just jams this, and he feels this spongy thing, and he pulls it out, and he's like, oh my god!
Well, you guys got any hand sanitizer?
Yeah. I was like,
He's like, no, but I got loads.
You can get your Chase the Bracelet earplugs at www.pokeronair.com.
Talk to Dano.
Marco's mouth.
First act will be Marco.
That's horrible.
Suited Dan with the king 10.
Right? You stand in the door actually.
Ed with an ace 8. He's getting short stacked. Will he go with it here?
He's got a lot of free hands to see.
Raise to 700 by Suited Dan.
Okay, that'll make
The
up
raise
his mind
in front
there.
of you.
Yeah, that makes up your mind.
Pretty good, but these seats are sometimes they're not protected.
Folds
Or
around.
he's not defending there. Little surprise there.
He's going to rack his chips by accident.
He's
But
got-
as tight as he's been playing, I'm not really.
First act will be Mark. 12 minutes, 46 seconds left in the blinds.
we had a 3-down left probation, and we had to go through their drawers and shit like that. Jesus Christ, man. They baseball bats, man. I remember this one. I swear to God, it was a baseball bat. It was enormous. Holy shit. Is there an echo in there?
You like to taste that?
Okay, I think we're going to get a little action here.
Tell the truth. You know you sniffed it.
Marco with an ace-king in the big blind.
Guterfellow calls 200.
She's hot.
Mark calls with pocket ducks.
Suited Dan raises to 700.
You know, this will be saved on the internet.
Oh, yeah. She like, yeah. Well, he's not mentioning names, so it's all good.
Let's see if Marco
No, she was
re-raises
she
here
knows
when it gets
who
to
she
him.
is.
She does because she used to try and.
If he just calls, it might price Marco into call and try and spike a set.
Marco calls 700.
She's watching this right now, crying.
5-2.
Guterfellow calls.
I ran into her after she was off paper and I had left. I ran into her at a bar.
She's still 20?
Checks over to suited Dan.
She was 24 when she was on. So.
Check it, Dan. Check it.
Did she carry around a big
Bet
bag?
1200 by suited Dan.
Comes the check raise.
She's aged out.
Right.
My-
Golf.
Yeah.
A golf enthusiast.
All
Marco all in.
And an easy fold.
Mark folds. Suited folds.
Very aggressive.
But like I said, anytime he's got anything, it's check raise, big check bets, big check raises, every time.
Suited Dan to act first.
He never slows down to try and trap anybody.
Bobby.
I'm not sure he'd have got a Dan to bet anymore if he'd have just called him there.
Running the tape down Paul. Network news. Sorry there, Dano. Are we still friends?
no friends.
Ed with pocket sevens. I think he puts it all in here.
Oh, yeah. And he might get called from Marco.
Should get a call.
Now he's in Dan's trunk.
Or
Moskowitz
even
calls
Rob with
200.
ace 8.
Well, you gotta make some.
Come and get the rest.
Ed all in. 350.
75.
Ed says, come and get the rest.
Is that 350?
375.
375 for Ed.
Oh, he's definitely getting at least 2 calls here, I would imagine.
Robert
Maybe
calls.
3.
I'm gonna finish them off.
I gotta call.
Marco calls.
Robert with ace rag.
Right.
Mark calls.
And Paul.
How about you, Paul?
Paul calls.
Yeah, 25 to 1 now. I don't know, man. I don't know about that.
We're playing
He's
limit
winning them
now.
up.
Yeah, I know.
One
All right,
player
we
at
got
risk.
5, 1 all in.
I'd love to see 3 spades here.
Check.
Checks around.
Marco, a huge favorite with top pair and a second nut flush.
Up 350 tonight, so I'm not gonna check.
Checks around.
Check.
I see him.
And that makes his set, but
I got a
loses to
king
the
call.
flush.
King of clubs in Marco's hand.
You really got a set. Seriously?
Ed shows trip 7.
And Ed eliminated in
money
9th
card.
place.
Hey, text me and let me know how Walking Dead is.
Can I pot? Me?
Very silent dealer Brandon.
8 minutes, 50 seconds left in the blinds. Blinds are 100, 200.
I haven't watched it. Shush, please don't talk.
Yeah, they came across this.
Merle lost another leg.
Action will be on Moskowitz. To act first.
If you can't tell, we have several Walking Dead fans sitting at the table.
I'm supposed to bet my queen, right? And just get heads up with him.
To be honest, I've never seen the show.
Really?
Never.
Oh, it's one of my faverists.
I think that's the glory of
No,
not having
it only,
cable.
It only registers it if you have 2 on.
Well, I have no life, so
Just like if you put it.
that's all I got is
One card
paid
in the
the
round.
TV.
Am I supposed to bet the queen on the flop there?
Now, if it's on Netflix, I may catch it.
I probably.
I don't know if it's on Netflix. You know
I knew
what?
I
Maybe
didn't thought
because
so, but I knew I did.
I think Suda Dan watches it on
700.
Netflix.
Early on, you can just play your hand.
Well, we'll let you talk to Ed here. I got to step.
I was thinking that too. That's why on the
You got a
turn.
second nut redraw.
I know. On the turn, I'm like,
Let's lay down with the Kings, but
I
it's
almost
so
bet it,
obvious.
Brandon, right? You said it.
I mean, I don't know if you would have gotten any more money out of it. Maybe. I mean, if you just bet a shitload, maybe he calls with the jack across.
Yeah.
I still wouldn't fire on a river. You 4 people.
No, he's checking on that flop when he hit the queen.
Oh.
I'd like to welcome Ed back to the commentator booth. Ed, how
I'll
you
bet
doing?
the turn.
After your unfortunate loss.
I should have bet the turn.
I guess the cards were against me.
What are they saying in the booth?
Absolutely. You had kings walk into aces. When Robert made it very obvious with his aces, and when he pushed all in and stood out. But you definitely had a tough laydown with your kings.
Oh, come on.
Oh yeah, I just I've been playing with Robert for a while, and
I should have bet the turn.
I figured there's no way he's going to do that. That really determined.
Bobby raised to 450.
Bobby.
And then the walking into him again with your ace king, the same player with aces. It's definitely not something that goes through your head.
No. Yeah, I did not put him on aces that hand. I figured worst case, my worst case would be chop, and I figured he had ace king also. I didn't even put him on maybe hitting the set.
Really?
Because I figured if he had a set, he would have just called my bet or maybe even min raised or something, but not just pushed all in like that. That's the only reason I thought we had the same hand.
Yeah, he played those aces very aggressive both times, and I wondered if you would have picked up on it the second time, but you were committed to 2,500, so it was kind of a tough laydown with top pair though.
Yeah, I was pretty much committed myself there when I made that bet. If I'd have played that hand, if I'd had kings on that hand, it would have worked out great. But
Action on Bobby.
Now, who do you think will take it down tonight?
Remember his
650.
It depends on a lot of things. I know Marco's a very aggressive player. He's been taking down pots. I don't know what he's had yet, but I'm sure his hand's one of the strongest he's playing him out to be, because I just know that's how he plays.
Robert raised to 650, and Marco calls. Mark Cucciarella calls.
I just think Marco's going to explode at some point. Implode, I guess, would be a better way to say that.
Max calls.
Yeah, but I don't know. If Robert keeps catching cards like that, he's got a lot of chips now. So
Robert definitely has a pretty good stack, but like you said, it looks like Marco's stacking him up pretty well.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good size there. He took a couple of pots off of Dan there.
Yeah, Dan was playing a lot of hands early, lost a lot in the first.
Robert bets 1,100.
Wasn't afraid to continue to play.
Marco calls.
Right. Well, I guess I get to go home early tonight.
Absolutely.
So won't be anybody's way to leave. So hold me in the driveway. So
Mark Cucciarella calls.
I'll go home and watch for a while.
Max folds.
Or you that clean.
3 players.
So Marco flop top pair with king queen suited. King on the turn.
Robert checks. Action on Marco.
Yeah, I just know that hand. I went all in with
Marco pushing all in.
people in the pot. Like, well, odds of me winning that hand are slim to none.
Mark folds. Robert folds.
Thank you.
7 clubs.
Never makes you feel any better, you know?
Yeah, could have been the other 7.
What am I going to do?
Any other 7. But unfortunately, it doesn't always work out like that.
Nope.
I like them to stay in.
All right.
Good having you, Ed.
Robert tax first.
See you next week.
All right.
4 minutes, 13 seconds left in the blinds.
2022.
I know, by me, and I'm like,
I know. It's gonna be hilarious.
there's going to be much rejoicing.
I'm not watching Believe That today.
I don't appreciate how the players are talking to me. Oh, you lost
We got Mark with an ace king here.
6 of diamonds exposed.
Is that the 3rd time Brandon's exposed a card?
New dealer.
Good.
I think Mark will raise it up and take it down here. Shouldn't get too much resistance.
Mark raises to
I
625.
shouldn't have jammed my straight there. Just protect against the flush.
Marco claiming his straight on the last hand. Not quite, Marco.
Everybody folds. Mark takes the
Oh, he
pot.
actually jammed without it?
Well, he did have top too.
Oh, okay.
You're protecting your set against me?
For not to win anymore.
I don't. I'm gonna say.
Action on Corey.
You have to make them think that you're telling the truth at the poker table, but odds are no one believes you.
I don't like building a
Better than
set.
building a bigger fucking pot and losing.
Listen, I don't want.
Thank you, Brandon.
That's why I tell the truth about 95% of the time. Because they never believe you.
Seems to be another raise wins this spot.
That's the reason dealers do.
But I see if anybody does.
Fucking mistakes.
We haven't seen too many button steals.
Moskowitz calls 200.
When he rolls out, and you go, wow, what are you doing?
Robert checks.
Bobby folds his small blind. It's a new Bobby Miller today.
And Moskowitz flops top pair.
Robert checks.
Marco was GM on the chips right
He should bet and win a
What am I
pot
supposed
here.
to do? I can't
Moskowitz
make-
bets 225.
Is that what I'm supposed to do?
Listen, give me your keys to your trunk.
You know what's your back himself?
I was calling.
He's got to go. I had queen 7 off.
now. There's like 4 Mexicans in there right
Wait, did you ever see that Family Guy?
I was just gonna
Where
say
they
that.
crashed into the car's car and like 60 Asian chicks.
I was just gonna say that.
And he starts speaking in Japanese. It's okay, they're tagged.
Yeah. That was great.
That reminds me of.
I can't believe I was going to say that, Rob. Yes, yes.
Sudadan may not win the league, but he'll lead the league in racist jokes and pedophilia jokes. That's for sure.
I don't know. He's got a definite race with Robert for that one.
I'm worried about your clock, guys, and I still mess up. 'Cause I just
1 minute, 25 seconds left in the blinds. Then we have a break.
Oh, waste your clock, guys.
Can we just throw
I'm just going to
Another-
take one
There's
over
one random
every
card
hand.
we just toss on the floor every hand. And we don't pick it up. We just keep dealing, keep going until all the cards run out.
What was that card?
And a diamond.
10 of diamonds was exposed.
The fourth exposed card by Brandon
I can
today.
jam on an exposed
I think we might see a blind steal attempt.
1 minute. 1 minute to
I
break.
don't know.
Start doing prop bets on which card is the next one to get exposed. How's that?
Yeah, probably not no.
When we play, you gotta get the suit too. It can't just be
Four clubs.
Well, Bobby, don't even try.
I got 5 to 1 on 4.
When we play with Rick,
Robert calls.
He hasn't tried it one time tonight.
Corey checks his option.
Oh, we do that.
Corey seeing his third flop today. I think third.
I'm not gonna look.
I'm just gonna go.
And he's stepping out and firing at a pot.
Corey bets
That should
250.
take it down.
Now what is it like right there?
Yeah, I think they're sticking to my thumb or something.
We have time for one more hand.
He's picking his spots right now.
The final hand before break.
Whether or not I'm shuffling.
You can go to the blue deck. That way it might be not so sticky.
Yeah, maybe.
Mark to act first.
Well, Marco just jammed all the chips in.
And we will be on break after this hand.
Last hand. So if you're not in this
Again, any comments are welcome on our Facebook page. Any comments.
hop in Robert's truck.
If you want to tell us how sexy Tony is, you can
Bobby, you
Come on, Raven, do what you gotta do.
Take out shoot an angle.
5 1/4.
Maybe that was an angle.
Who raised it up?
I believe
Mark did
Mark
525.
under the gun raises to 525.
Under the gun raise with King Jack off. That should take it.
Action on Marco.
And it
His chip counts.
Marco Scholes 8-2. Mark takes it down.
And we will be back.
in 5 and 5.